we'll see if he can stay on his feet with, obviously if he can stay off the ground, he poses a serious threat to Islam.
It's not going to happen.
Why?
Because I'm too good. I'm just too good. I feel like I've been put on this earth to fight, and there's just a divine guidance that when I get in that octagon, everything just goes my way.
Honestly, he looks very bad in this interview. Better for him training more and do less interview, It's look like somebody in the house control him and tell him what to say in the interview, He look very bad in the interview, honestly.
Islam Makhachev lets his record do the talking, while Garry never stops. For the first time, we'll see if Garry can back up everything he's been saying. 2 fighters, 1 title, and no room left for questions.
Honestly, from the first time when I take him down, I have chance to finish him because I saw his ground game. It's not so good, He have good strikings, long reach, long arm. He control the distance, always go back. But I see when I take him down,
It's about to be over.
Worst that you see when you look ahead to Makhachev?
Being held down for 25 minutes and just having a boring fight. He's a phenomenal wrestler, a phenomenal grappler. And if you allow him the ability to stay on top and utilize his grappling and his wrestling, he can suffocate you and just lie on you like a weighted blanket, and you just find it so hard to move. And I'm like, that's not fun for anyone. It's not fun for me. It shouldn't be fun for him. And it's definitely not fun for anyone watching. So I feel like, and he did that. He did exactly that to win the world title fight. And I feel like that's the worst case scenario, because the best in the world lose fights by getting knocked out or getting submitted. In this sport, in MMA, winning and losing isn't like boxing. It's a very recency bias sport. They love you, they hate you, you win, you lose. Oh, he won again, we all love him again. We've forgotten about the loss. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I feel like far too many fighters focus on not losing as opposed to winning. Like, just focus on winning. That's all you need to do. If I go out there and not fight, and he outskilled me, and he's better than me, but I fought him as hard as I could, I can leave that octagon proud that I did everything I possibly could to win that fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Why?
Because I'm too good. I'm just too good. I feel like I've been put on this earth to fight, and there's just...
Even Dana White won't call this fight straightforward. White usually promotes his fighters without hesitation, but this matchup makes him pause. Garry's takedown defense is legitimate, not just talk. If he stuffs even one attempt, the entire dynamic of this August 15th fight changes instantly.
Let's do that fighter exit though, and he's fine with it.
I guess seriously fucking way better this time. Heat hammer and wallop people.
Pretty big deal. It's cool, but I try... It doesn't mean anything to me. For me, it's always a grind. It's train, fight, learn, grow, evolve, fight.
Garry just linked up with Conor McGregor's team, creating massive waves across MMA. But the real question cuts deeper. Can this partnership actually prepare him to beat Islam Makhachev?
Round one.
Daniel Cormier watched Garry train alongside McGregor and came away convinced. He thinks Garry has the size, the striking power, and the defensive wrestling to give Islam one of the hardest nights of his career.
The toughest matchup there is right now in the division. Being that Garry is so long, he's got great striking, he's proven that he's got good takedown defense. So he has the skill set to compete with Islam Makhachev.
The MMA community erupted after footage surfaced of Garry reuniting with McGregor. Fans are calling it the spark Irish MMA desperately needed heading into UFC 330, and they believe it could shift the entire fight.
What's interesting about that is Ian Garry completely ingratiated himself to Conor McGregor on entry to the UFC. We hadn't even heard about it really before in the Cage Warriors run. He was falling over himself the time his history with Conor. They had 2 sparring sessions and they've seen each other. They had big public moments. It might be the best thing for the...
One fan, Charlie Sonian, put it bluntly: training with Conor is great, but beating Islam boils down to one thing. Can Garry stop the takedowns and keep his cardio intact for all 5 rounds?
There is an interest in seeing Islam lose. For anybody that's got an incredible record and has seemingly been bulletproof. There is one interesting thing, which is to see somebody that can get through. That can get a bullet through that shield. Is Ian the guy? Well, if Ian is the guy, or whoever is the guy, question 1 is going to be, can you stop the takedown? And question 1B is going to be the cardio. Can you hold up? Ian Garry held up. He held up against Rachmanov. I got to give him credit for that. This is off the top of my head, but was it?
Garry himself admits this. He knows Islam demands his absolute best, which is exactly why he joined McGregor's camp. He's preparing to face the pound-for-pound king, and he's treating this like the defining moment of his life.
To be the best, you have to beat the best. There is nobody else I would want to beat to prove that I'm the champion of the world. There is nobody else I'm more excited to fight and test myself against than this dominance in Islam Makhachev. He's earned that title as the pound-for-pound champion, the pound-for-pound #1 on the planet right now. That's the guy I want to take out. To me, to make sure that it's undeniable, when I beat him, I'm the best welterweight on the planet, and arguably the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet.
McGregor sees endless potential in Garry and made his message clear. Believe in yourself, push through everything, and don't flinch when facing the biggest challenge you've ever had.
Still in it, still at it. Body, but they're all, there's a little bit of people are impressionable, talking about, like, they're trying to get, they're taunting him to get out of it. There's a lot left in that boy. There's a lot left in that boy. And he should recognize that and keep going. I have him above.
Islam Makhachev isn't buying the hype. He doesn't believe last-minute training camps build real wrestling. According to Islam, elite grappling takes years to develop, and a few months of preparation won't be nearly enough to survive against a champion like him.
Я уже как-то говорил, что это является ошибкой для бойцов ездить на какие-то сборы за 2-3 месяца до боя, чтобы потянуть борьбу. Это, наоборот, играет злую такую ошибку, потому что человек едет на 2-3 месяца куда-то подготовиться и начинает верить в свою борьбу, и вот это потом не срабатывает. За 2-3 месяца невозможно научиться бороться. Это то, что ты должен делать с самого детства многие-многие годы.
Phil has the frame of a welterweight. He's always kind of had that. And so I don't think that's going to be that big of an issue for him. But it's a fight. It's a fight. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But they're both going to weigh in at 170. That's good enough for anyone. And we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch it. Fingers crossed.
The numbers tell a dangerous story for Islam. Garry walks in at 17-1, survived a brutal war with Shavkat Rakhmonov, and beat the fighter known for grinding Leon Edwards into exhaustion. This isn't some gatekeeper. This is the most legitimate threat to Islam's welterweight reign, and analysts know it.
Much of a challenge do you think Ian is for Islam?
Yeah, I think it's a great fight, actually. If you look at what Ian Garry has been able to do, he frustrates people. His takedown defense has been excellent, and we'll see if he can stay on his feet with, obviously if he can stay off the ground, he poses a serious threat to Islam.
The UFC doesn't usually book backup fighters for events this big. They made an exception for Islam versus Garry. It wasn't because of weight cut concerns. It was because even the matchmakers can't predict what's going to happen on August 15th.
And I'm telling you right now, this fight for Islam Makhachev may be a lot harder than what people think. Given all of the accolades that Islam Makhachev has, it's easy to just dismiss Ian Garry and say, listen, he's got to just run right through him. Okay, you could send him to Dagestan or Georgia for 20 years and still forget all about it.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Okay, because Islam Makhachev is the GOAT. He's going to take him down. The man's Irish. They don't wrestle in Ireland, for crying out loud. Well, guess what? He's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's 17-1. He had a very, very close fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov. Ended the fight threatening the rear naked choke. He beat the former champion Bilal Muhammad that wrestled the life out of Leon Edwards, okay? So this is a real fight. Before you start to think that this is just going to be one-way traffic, I'm telling you, this is going to be a lot.
Islam already chose his target, and it's not Garry's chin, it's his pride. He's called him a runner, mocked his coaching, and when asked what Charles Oliveira could possibly teach Garry to prepare for this, Islam didn't hold back.
There is not a circumstance where Islam's not going to show up, including if he gets hurt. There's not a circumstance where Garry's not going to make that walk. This is one fight where we do not know. It's the gut reaction, my own feeling. It does not feel like we need a backup fighter, but we have one. And I am just curious. I genuinely, this is not take with a grain of salt. I am genuinely curious. If you have an idea, if you've observed something that I'm missing, tell me. I wish we always had a backup fighter. But more often than not, we don't. It's very rare that we have a backup fighter, as a matter of fact. I will use White House, for example. I will use Max versus Conor, for example. Massive, mega, record-setting. Not just live viewing audience. And there was no backup fighters, but now we've got Morales, who is not terribly known. He's not terribly known.
Daniel Cormier sees exactly what Islam is doing. This isn't just trash talk, it's strategy. Calling Garry a runner is bait designed to make him angry enough to abandon his movement and trade shots. Islam wants Garry to fight on his terms, and it's one of the oldest tricks in combat sports.
His skills, I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much, you know. I know his game plan, we always see his fight and he has same style always. But I will try to catch him, take him down, just what I did with my all opponents.
He's done a lot of his camp, obviously, with Charles Oliveira. He's trained a lot. Is there anything Charles can tell him about you that you're worried about?
Yeah, Charles is going to teach him how to tap fast.
One man has 16 straight wins and everything to lose. The other has one chance and nothing to protect. Philadelphia won't just crown a champion on August 15th. It'll answer the only question left. Can anyone actually stop Islam Makhachev? Garry thinks the answer is yes. We're about to see if he's right.
Almost like Islam is challenging his ego. When you hear a guy like Garry speak about a specific round, finding happiness in that, not necessarily becoming the champion. Obviously, Ian Garry is going to be happy to become the UFC champion, but wanting to do it in a certain round, but then Islam saying he likes to run, almost challenging his ego, almost trying to goad Garry into fighting him the type of fight that would ultimately suit Islam better. When you look within this matchup, look, man, I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Ian Garry. I think at times, I saw a tweet recently that said, when you want to punish someone, they should have to listen to Ian Garry for X amount of years. I don't agree with that. I don't think Ian Garry is that annoying human being on the planet. I think Ian Garry is a very confident young man. I believe that Ian Garry believes in himself. And honestly, I think that Ian Garry is a guy that takes pride in his family. And I think because of the way that he takes pride in his family, to some people, they don't love it, right? They don't love just personal things about Garry. But when you look within Garry the fighter, he is elite. So Islam almost trying to challenge his ego to make him fight the fight that would suit him. It's obviously smart on Islam's behalf, because at the end of the day, I believe and I think that Islam's team would be smart enough to understand that this is going to be a very difficult fight, or has the potential to be a very difficult fight. Because through it all, right, Garry is a very big guy for the weight class, very tall, very agile, and can move around for 25 minutes if need be, which could cause issues for Islam. He'll be a shorter fighter in the octagon this time, and Garry won't be stationary standing in front of him.
Islam looks more confident than ever. He's not trying to bulk up anymore. He says his body has adjusted, his camp feels natural, and he no longer needs to lift extra weight just to compete at welterweight. That could make this version of Islam even more dangerous than before. Last time, Islam admitted he fought carefully because all he wanted was the second belt. Once he realized he was winning every round, he stopped taking risks. Against Garry, Islam is promising the opposite. He wants to pressure, secure the takedown, and finish immediately. Islam respects Garry's striking, reach, and distance control, but he doesn't believe Garry's ground game can survive once he's on top. Islam's message was direct. One takedown might be all it takes. But this fight is becoming personal. Islam thinks Garry is forcing a villain persona for fight week. He questioned Ian's interviews, suggested someone might be feeding him lines, and told him to focus more on training. Now Garry gets to prove his confidence is real. He's promised to stop Islam where Islam is strongest and prevent him from making history. A win for Islam would give him 17 straight UFC victories, pushing him past the streak mentioned earlier and closer to his goal of 20 consecutive wins, a record he believes will never be broken. A win for Garry would flip the entire welterweight division. He'd end Islam's run, silence every critic who questioned his personality, and claim the biggest victory of his career. That's what makes UFC 330 so compelling. Islam believes the fight ends the moment he completes the first takedown. Garry believes he can compete with Islam everywhere. Soon, both will have to prove which story is true. So now I want your prediction. Can Ian Machado Garry use his movement, reach, and striking to keep Islam away? Or will Islam Makhachev lock in the takedown, find the finish, and continue building one of the greatest winning streaks the sport has ever seen? Drop your pick in the comments, and before you go, please subscribe to Combat Opinions. We're still growing, and every subscription, like, and comment genuinely helps us keep delivering the biggest UFC interviews, reactions, predictions, and breaking MMA news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.